Hello, this is Will Timpson with CAD Craftsman. This is intended to be a quick demonstration of inserting a welded platform and its support structure and deck plates. To save you a lot of time, I have started with a driving sketch. And I'll begin by putting in the top frame. Under welded members, I'm just going to choose any filter, and then under the chooser I will now select frames, and I'm going to insert this blank frame as a starting point. And I get a little warning that it doesn't have a section in it. This is a multiple attached model, so I need to hit the checkbox. I'll select two attachment sketches. That will define its size, and tick OK. Steel Designer Pro now pulls this out of the library and creates the new frame. Now, this frame has a driving sketch in it that is attached to the attachment sketches from the main driving sketch. So now we'll fill in that frame a little bit. We'll just convert those entities and sketch a frame. And we're just adding lines to have somewhere to attach our frame to. And make them fully defined. So now that that has been defined, we'll hide the two attachment sketches. This is going to be a tubing frame, so I'll choose a section, and that's actually the one I want to use, but we'll scan over the library a little bit and pull tubing and use. And this, put it on this driving sketch line, select its size, to make it about 150 millimeters square, and it's located at the top, and insert the part. Now this part is coming in with an interface. Currently it's mitered up on both ends, and I actually want it to be mitered away. And update. Now I'm going to save this part, go back to the main assembly, and hide this driving sketch component. I'm going to actually need two of these frame components for what I'm doing. So now that I have one part in here, I'm going to copy this one, and it will be a multiple attached model as well, to these same two driving sketch lines, and it put a duplicate in over top, which we're just going to suppress right now. That will actually be useful later. So now we'll fill out the rest of this frame. Under Parts, Copy. We want to copy this part to the perimeter and the crossing members. And we'll go ahead and put one there. And Steel Designer Pro will now populate all of those members with individual parts. Notice that each of these has a unique file name. And given the way that I've drawn the sketch, I like to draw my sketches outward from the origin. These two components are kind of in backwards. So we will reverse the mates and flip them around. This is very handy, as later on in the consolidation process, Steel Designer Pro will recognize these as being the same, provided we haven't put any holes in them or anything else to make them unique. Now these center pieces need to be trimmed. Given the size of the tubing, I need to cut it back half on each side, which would be 3 inches. And now exit. Now I will use our Format Painter tool to copy the properties from this component, actually to all 3 of these. And now they're all trimmed. I'm going to take this section here and turn it into a smaller size. And I'll just choose using Modify Section. So now that's a smaller size. We'll go back to Parts, copy the parts, and we'll just place this one on these other line segments. So now this frame is fully populated. Each of these components has its own drawing attached, and you can easily clean up anything, and there will be redundant dimensions that allow for all the different possibilities. We have a drawing of the entire frame that we can pull around, and if I wanted to, I would go ahead and dimension up some of this. So that everything will be what I want it to be. And of course, that'll need to be cleaned up some more. So now that we have this frame to form our structure, let's go ahead and give ourselves some columns. Under Members, Columns. This is actually the one I want to use, but we'll scan over the library a little bit to see some of the ones that are in there. Use. And I'll insert on this line segment. Tick OK. So Steel Designer Pro has pulled this from the library along with all of its drawings and placed it in the model. The top has no connection, and I'm simply assuming that this would be a field welded assembly, and I'm going to use Trim Part to take this section and trim it to this face. So now the column is exactly as I want it to be. Under Members, I'll duplicate this member, assuming that these will be exactly the same. I could use Copy and generate new instances, which could help us out if we needed to change a bunch of things or change anything. So now I'm going to suppress this frame that I had here and unsuppress the second one that I made. Now that I've used this one, and I had to have a section in here for the copy command to work, which is why I put one section in and then did the copy. So under parts, I will delete this part just to get rid of it. I don't have any need of it now. However, now under parts, I'm going to choose a plate, and there are quite a few in the library. This is a special plate for doing tapered, sloped deck plate. Now, I want to populate this entire sketch. So I'm going to choose Insert on Sketch as opposed to Sketch Segments. Choose the sketch. Because this is a plate and I do not want it lying flat, I need to alter the plane that it parallels to, and that would be the front. And now I'll check OK. So Steel Designer Pro is pulling the components out of the library and populating each sketch segment with a unique part. And now, because of what we got going on, we got a few things that need to be cleaned up. So we'll select this one under Tools, choose the component interface. A 1-degree slope, 50 millimeters at the low side, the notches, the ends, thickness. We actually want the plate to be centered on the sketch segment. And we'll hit Update. And it very slightly moved over. Ooh, we missed something. I want these to be 4 millimeters. And Update. And Exit. Now we're going to use our Format Painter tool again to copy the information from the first one to all of the other ones. If these are not changed later on, then during the consolidation process, they will remain, or they will be collected as identical components. Choose the component interface again. This is 50 millimeters, but there's no slope now. And centered as well. And Update. So now we've created the low plate. Now to get us started, we'll paint these onto the other ones just to move things around. And now read the component interface. And that's 72 millimeters. And I want to trim the bottom instead of have it go all the way down, and hit Update. I'll take this one, and it needs to go to 94. And exit. Now we'll paint the properties all along these. Now with a quick rebuild, everything's good. Each of these components already has a drawing in the library. Looks like we need to add a couple of dimensions. But since these will just be cut, the basic dimensions are enough. So this entire frame is now populated. There is a drawing of this that would need to have some balloons added to it. And we'll go ahead and hide that sketch. And bring back our previous frame. So now we have columns, a frame, and our sloping plates. Now let's put some deck plate on here. Again, under welded members. Choose beams. I'll go to the chooser. And now I'll choose this deck plate component. And I've arbitrarily called them frames. This tells me that there is not a section 1 that can be modified, since that's nothing but plate. It's not a big deal. Multiple attached model, and I do want to run the component interface. So I'm going to grab these lines to place a plate on. The plate is mated in place. Attachment sketch is connected. And the equations are used to resize things. And now the component interface comes up. So we've got overlap on different sides. This one I know I want it to be 0. This one down here, actually I want to be 0 as well. So I'm going to put a piece of handrail in there. And we'll reduce this down to 1. We want to remove the flange from the right side. And the depth is fine. So now we'll update. And now the pan is in place. We can copy this member. Just make sure I choose the correct lines, and that's not the correct line. And make sure it's multiple attached. And select OK. And in reality, I would have wanted to have timed this to put the plates where I need them to be. So again, we'll do 0 at the bottom, 0 on the left side, 0 on the right, 1 on the top, no left flange, no right flange, and update. Now, right now I have 3 plates in 4 sections. So that's easy to fix. Make it a little easier to see. I will edit this sketch, delete this relationship. I'm going to pull it over here again and do a couple of more lines. I'll make these equal. Oops, it looks like my coincident missed. And make these equal as well. Coincident back over here. Now when I go back, my plates are going to land over top of the supports. Now, if I'm not going to cut these, I could simply duplicate this member. Since I'm duplicating it, I only need to choose one sketch for it to attach to. And the interface still comes up, but we're not going to change anything. And we'll copy another member from here to here, make it multiple attached, and say OK. Now for the stairs or whatever, we would actually do some cuts in some of these flanges. Poke holes for equipment. We'll do a 0 on the left. We'll do 2 on the right. 0, 1. Add a flange, remove the flange, and update. And SOLIDWORKS decided to switch our dimension around. So I know that the sketch that drives this is here. And you can't change that dimension, but I'll just swap it here and here. So that my pan comes out where I want it to be. So now I have a platform, the sloped pan. I'm surely going to want to put some handrail around this. So we'll throw under welded members a piece of hand railing. And this is actually a top mount handrail. It'll go to this driving sketch component. And I would probably want loops on both sides of it. And I do want to modify it once it comes up. As before, Steel Designer Pro will pull all the information out of the library, create new files, pull the drawings that are attached, and make us a new handrail. Now we have an interface. As you can see, I need to move this handrail out. Looks like I need to pull the toe plate back quite a bit. So we'll choose an offset of 2.5. The deck height is going to be about 2.25 because we're 50 mil plus 6 up. And these are standard handrails. So we'll update it. And now we would actually pull these plates back, put stuff where we want it to be a little bit better, and clean these up. But the handrails have poked all the bolt holes in, and these could be specified as tapped. We would just go in, and since there's already a toe plate, suppress the toe plate. So with a little bit more of adjustment, add more handrails, put the stairs on. Could clean up some general arrangement drawings. Process our bills of material. However, something we really would want to do is go through the consolidation process. So first we'll go to welded members and reset welded member marks. And we get a warning to make sure that we haven't overdone writing over something we've done before. Parts. Reset the marks. Update the custom properties. Consolidate. Now, choose marking tools, update the marks, and this transfers all the information to the files, and the blue shows everything's gone to where it needs to be, and we'll say OK. And so things like these plate components, there's plate 10, here's the SOLIDWORKS file name. Here's plate 11 with a different SOLIDWORKS file name. I will view these in consolidation, and you see they've been listed as plate 4, and there are 4 of them. So now when we output our drawings, which we can see this drawing, and update the BOM template. And SOLIDWORKS likes to put the BOM template in the wrong place when you do it this way. However, it fixes it whenever you do it all in the batch process. And now we have a total quantity of 4. And here you can see that there are 4 unique file names. Should you cut one of these for a hole or some other condition like that, then you would get another drawing. This one would have 3, and the unique one would have its own drawing. All of these components can now be run through Plate DXF to get all of our plates. So here's the list of plates, and we'll just select them all. And I'll take this and move it over and hit create. So the base plates for the handrail, the offset base plate for the handrail, and every other plate component is run through. A backup file is made of it along with its DXF file. So these can all be sent out to be cut. And now it flattens the sheet metal for the deck plate and creates a DXF of it as well. So if you had holes in there, it would create those for having them burned or cut. Steel Designer Pro looks for the sheet metal flat pattern and flattens it out automatically for the DXF. And those are all complete. All of those files are stored with the project folder under the plate DXFs. Here are the part components. So you have a backup of exactly what you sent out to be created. And with some drawing cleanup, you would have a nice platform. Thank you.